Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, dear viola friends from all over the world. Welcome to the monthly live stream of the International Viola Society. Today, we are happy to feature the American Viola Society with a program of viola ensembles from the 2021 American Viola Society Festival, which was held online this past June. The 2021 AVS Festival was coordinated by Ames Espel, who is with us today to introduce the program. Ames is currently President-elect of the American Viola Society, and she also teaches at Texas State University. She is a member of the Austin Symphony and Austin Opera Orchestras. Ames is joined today by Scott Slapin, a renowned performer, composer and pedagogue who is one half of the Slapin-Solomon duo. And with his partner Tanya Solomon, he is currently serving on the AVS board as a member of the Scores Committee. Ames, take it away.
Hello, what a treat to be with you all today. I'm joining you from the Long Center in Austin, Texas, where I'm in between services with the Austin Symphony. It's our children's Halloween concert, so I have part of my costume on for you today. You can see the alto clef. I have a purple cape downstairs, so it'll be very festive for the concert later. So hopefully I can stay for the whole broadcast. If I have to zip away at the end, it's because duty calls and I'll have to run on stage and play. I'm so glad to be able to bring to you this program of viola ensembles from the AVS Virtual Festival that we had online this past June. The festival was originally planned for Knoxville, Tennessee in June of 2020, but as we know, COVID had other plans for us. And so at first we postponed, and then after a year's time, we're forced to move all of our content online into a virtual format. And we're so grateful to have some of our performers and composers who were part of that event with us today. A really special thing that happened was when the festival was announced for Knoxville originally, the wonderful violist and composer and pedagogue Scott Slapin, who had a personal connection with Knoxville, decided to write a piece for us. And so Scott is with us today and thrilled to have him. And Scott, welcome. Would you like to share a little bit about the genesis of your fanfare for called Under the Sunsphere?
Sure. My first orchestra job was as principal violist in the Knoxville Symphony, and my wife Tanya was about 2 hours down the road as principal viola in the Chattanooga Symphony, and so it has really fond memories, from that time. And I felt like I knew a bit about the city of Knoxville. And on an unrelated note, years before, I always thought it would be great at some of these viola gatherings if we had sort of a John Williams style fanfare, like the Olympics have. I thought that, so I remember, if you've spent time in Tennessee, you know that what distinguishes Knoxville, sort of what's the symbol of Knoxville on all the postcards, and anytime anybody refers to the city, is the Sunsphere, which is in the park downtown. And it was built for the 1982 World's Fair that was held in Knoxville. And it's very modernistic looking from that time period. And it reminds me a lot, for those who haven't been to Knoxville, it reminds me a lot of sort of the style of the famous geodesic sphere for Epcot Center, that when you walk in, it's also on all the postcards. It's from roughly the same time period. And I thought that idea of mine of the sort of fanfare for the Olympics in a very Americana, John Williams style would fit also with what the Sunsphere looks like. And so I thought this was my big opportunity, because I know something about Knoxville, and so I put all those ideas together. And then in the middle of the piece, I remembered that in that park in Knoxville, there is a statue to Rachmaninoff, because Rachmaninoff's final concert was in Knoxville, Tennessee. And so I had to put in a little reference to one of his more famous tunes, the slow movement from the Second Piano Concerto.
Fantastic. I wanted to share with everyone that you and Tanya are such active performers, and that you have composed so much for the instrument, and it's just really a treasure. So I wonder if we could share your website with everyone. Is it Scott? Oh, you said maybe we should share violaduo.com.
Violaduo.com or scottslapin.com. Yeah, either of those will bring you to largely the same place. And we were lucky to get violaduo.com at a time, I guess, when there were not so many viola duos, but the genre has taken off. There's some really good viola duos these days playing all sorts of things, and so I'm glad we got the domain name while it was available.
Yes, and you have been such a big part of the growth of the viola duo in recent years, so thank you so much for that. Before we play Under the Sunsphere, do you want to tell us about the painting behind you? It looks very interesting.
Oh, yes. Well, here, before, this is, we see the alto clef in here. This was designed by a friend of ours. This is for viola centrism, which you can read about at violascentrism.com. Actually, it has its own website. But this painting was done by my final viola teacher, Emmanuel Bardi. And it's of a bass player primarily, though you can see there are oboes and trumpets in there and other instruments. It's of a bass player because my father was a bass player, and it was at his suggestion that Mr. Bardi painted this specific painting. It is gargantuan. It is 6 feet tall. This is the only wall in our current house that we can put it on. And we're about to move, and that's a very scary thing because it has to be crated, and I'm not even sure the new house is going to have a wall that's tall enough, but I hope it will. But we really like the painting. Mr. Bardi was very talented, not only as a violist, of course, but as a painter and as a composer, and he just got involved with almost anything that was artistic or musical. He was a conductor of the South Dakota Symphony for 6 years, I think. He really just eventually got involved in everything possible. He produced a lot of jazz recordings and pop recordings for the time. So I'm glad I have this painting to remember him by, and it's very unique. It certainly takes over the room. It's a great conversation piece.
He was a fascinating man, and what an iconic viola performer and teacher, and what a great connection for you to have. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the images that people are going to see when they watch the video for Under the Sunsphere?
Yes, because it was originally planned, as you mentioned, that this was all going to take place in Knoxville, and so my focus was not so much on explaining Knoxville to people, but just writing a piece that reflected the Sunsphere and this idea I had of a fanfare for a bunch of viola players. But then when it ended up online, I wanted, since people were not going to come to see Knoxville, I wanted to bring Knoxville to the people. And so my first stand partner in the Knoxville Symphony, Bill Pierce, still a great friend, and I called him up and I said, Bill, take your camera, go around Knoxville and just take a bunch of pictures. And he knew, I told him what we were doing. We want to put together this video, but we want people just to get a sense of the town. Knoxville is in Appalachia, and people often have very rural ideas about Appalachia because of Copeland's Appalachian Spring, and that's just what people tend to focus on because there are many beautiful areas, rural areas, but Knoxville's a city. And the music I wrote it's about downtown Knoxville in the park. There are a lot of greenways around the rest of Knoxville, but it is a city. And so since the piece is specifically about Knoxville and not the surrounding area, that's what you'll see reflected in the picture. So if you didn't get the chance to come to Knoxville, I hope this will just give you a general tour of the place. And thanks to Bill Pierce, who still lives in Knoxville and still plays in the orchestra. I think, he's been there now for, I want to say probably 3 decades or so. So he really knows the city, and I think he came up with a good representative collection of photos.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to hear it. So why don't we go ahead and stream the video for Under the Sunsphere Fanfare.
Thank you. There we go. And the microphones are on as well. Hi, there we are coming back.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Scott. What an exciting piece. We really appreciate your composition and also the performance by the American Viola Quartet. Could you tell us about the performers?
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. I was playing, and Tanya, my wife, Tanya Solomon was playing, and Greg Diehl and Kaila Graef. were also playing, and we played together quite a bit in the past. We did a whole CD together, even of viola quartet music. We need more CDs of viola quartet music. So
yes, we do. Thank you so much for yours and Tanya's and the American Viola Quartet's contributions to that. And everybody can find all of your recordings at violaduo.com. Right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott. See you. So, Ames.
Yes, let's carry on.
Yes, we're going to carry on.
So for all of our American Viola Society festivals, it's kind of become a tradition for us to commission a viola ensemble work. We've commissioned in 26.
We need more and more.
Fun, yeah, more and more. So in 2016, we commissioned a piece by Kenji Bunch, and in 2018 for our festival, we commissioned a piece by Garth Knox. And this time, we continued the thread of violist composers. So for 2020, we had arranged for Christian Colberg, who is the principal violist of the Cincinnati Symphony, to write a piece for us. I first heard Christian's works in 2018. He had written a viola duo called The Rant, which was performed at the 2018 festival. And he's also written a viola concerto based around themes from, I believe, Don Quixote. So he's really emerging as a composer and also arranger. Christian would have loved to have been with us today, but he is actually in rehearsal with the Cincinnati Symphony right now. So he made a little short video to tell us about the piece that he wrote, so I won't need to introduce it to you. We'll hear his introduction followed by the premiere, which by the Smoky Mountain Viola Quintet, which occurred this last June in our festival.
Okay, let's go to him and the viola quintets.
Hello everyone, my name is Christian Colberg and I am the principal viola with the Cincinnati Symphony. I am thrilled that we finally get to do this. The American Viola Society commissioned this work for me way before COVID hit. Of course we couldn't do it last year, but we're finally doing it this year. It was a bit of a challenge to write for 5 violas, you know, all the instruments in the same timbre, but I tried my best to give each viola its own voice. But also I wanted to make the piece accessible to both the listener and to the performer. So in short, the Immigrant is music personified. And so music is having a dream. And it remembers how it started back when, you know, in a cathedral somewhere in Europe where you might have heard Gregorian chant. And it works its way as it's traveling through time and it's traveling through space, land and water, making its way here to America. And now, because it's traveling through time, you're going to hear different genres of music. But eventually, it does make it here to present-day America. And I hope you enjoy the piece. And as we say in my country, espero que lo disfruten. Gracias.
Oh, she's giving us the signal.
There we are again. Right on time. Was really lovely. And we have now our next guests, Daniel and Christopher. Ames, you go.
Before we leave Christian, I want to just let everybody know, if you want to find Christian's other pieces, they're available on his website, as well as this piece. This piece is available on his website too. It's just Christian Colberg, BERG.com. So yes, we have Daniel Reinker and Christopher Farrell from the Nashville Symphony with us. We were so thrilled when we heard from Dan put in a proposal actually for to do a recital for the 2021 festival, 2020 festival, which ended up being 2021. And Nashville, as you may realize, is pretty close to Knoxville, so it really made a lot of sense, and it was an exciting proposal, and we were so really looking forward to being with them in person. And then when I was just so glad that when we weren't able to be in person and they weren't able to do their viola ensemble recital in person, I was just so thrilled that they put in the effort to put together all these pieces and recordings. And you know, the program really tells the story of COVID in a way. I know, Dan, you're going to introduce the piece, so maybe you can tell us a little bit more about our first piece and how the project got going.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Reinker in Nashville, where it's a beautiful sunny day and the temperature is in the low 70s Fahrenheit. It's a huge honor to be a part of this broadcast, and on behalf of my Nashville Symphony colleagues, I thank the AVS, and especially Ames for making this possible. About 2 years ago, my section mates and I began thinking about putting together a program of multiple viola pieces when we were granted a performance at the 2020 festival in Knoxville. Knoxville is about 200 miles from Nashville, although it's in a different time zone. But it seemed like it would be the best opportunity we ever would have to perform as a group at an AVS festival. Our process in deciding the pieces we would play was very democratic. The pieces you will hear today are our collective favorites, and we're very proud to feature our two resident composers, Christopher Farrell and Anthony Parse. Of course, the pandemic shut everything down here in March of 2020, so we decided to start recording some of these pieces virtually. And the first two pieces you will hear were recorded in March and May of 2020. Unfortunately, the pandemic prevented us from performing in Knoxville, but we were happy to be given a spot in the 2021 virtual festival, and we were able to record the final three pieces in person for the festival. First piece is Jennifer Higdon's beautiful arrangement of Amazing Grace for violas. We thank Ms. Higdon for giving us permission to share this with you, and our special thanks go to Andrew Dunn, our cellist colleague, for his terrific work on the video and audio editing.
So we go to the Amazing Grace now? Okay,
Yes.
Here we go. And there
Beautiful.
we are again.
Thank you so much.
You go.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Dan, for that great introduction, and what a beautiful arrangement of Amazing Grace. I grew up singing that song a lot, and I have to say that Ms. Higdon's arrangement is really a special one. Next, I'm really excited to introduce Chris Farrell, who's a composer and violist from the Nashville Symphony, who wrote an octet. I wanted to say before he introduces his piece, though, that Chris was also featured in our festival playing one of his compositions, viola piano duo. And so he is a very prolific composer for viola and one whose works you should know. Christopher, would you like to tell us about your piece?
Oh, thank you. And I just want to start by saying thank you to the AVS and the IVS for hosting us and letting us be a part of this. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I am a member of the Nashville Symphony, but I have a connection with Knoxville because my first orchestra job was in the Knoxville Symphony as well. So I know Knoxville as well. And actually, I know Bill Pierce, the guy that took the pictures of Knoxville. So it was great to see pictures of Knoxville. I haven't been there in a while. But about me as a composer, Dan came to me and said, "Hey, would you be interested in writing a little piece for the convention?" And I was like, "Absolutely, I would love to." I had and originally I had thought of doing a viola quartet, and as time went on, I realized that hey, we could have the whole viola section go, and maybe I could just take what I was working on for quartet and expand it into an octet. So in some places, it's kind of just a double quartet, the way I laid it out musically. And at times I converge the two quartets together at the big, loudest moments, I guess you could say. And also, I also had in mind something like a fanfare-like piece that would be kind of, ta-da, violas, they're great. And so I went with this kind of a fast, fanfare-like part, but I also wanted to have something, you know, that would feature the expressive, more subtlety of the viola. And so I went with something that was intentionally sounding old. I wanted it to sound like a Richard Carr from maybe a Bach or a Baroque sounding piece. And so I went with something that was really contrapuntal and blah, 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 a lot of composer stuff that's not very interesting. But the intention was to have this kind of new sounding thing and then kind of really antique old kind of interlude in between. So that is the piece in a nutshell. And I just want to say that it's just so great and amazing to be able to work with great viola players and to actually write a piece for them and that they're willing to play it. And I'm delighted by that. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Okay, let's go. back again in the Zoom.
Excellent.
So, really beautiful, Christopher, what you made.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much. Ames, it's your turn again.
Well, thank you so much, Chris, and to your group, and also to Andrew Dunn, our videographer. Some amazing videography work there that was really fun to see. Excellent. So I guess we'll carry on now with, actually we have a couple of questions, right?
Yes,
Do we want to go ahead
we
and
have
answer
in
our
the-
questions?
Yeah, we have in the Zoom, Carlos Maria Solare from Germany asked us, George's arrangement of The Amazing Grace, is it published, Daniel?
Yes, it is, absolutely. And you can get access to it by going to Jennifer Higdon's website, which is jenniferhigdon.com.
Okay, and we have some other things as well. Texas State Viola Studio performers with Smoky Mountain Viola Quintet are Christina, Graffeo, Hilary Herndon, Cameron Reinbeck, Julie Bélanger, Roy, and Alicia Keener. And Daphne says as well, all congratulations on the octets for you, Christopher. So that's very nice to see some chat in between. We go on. Ames.
Well, the next piece we're going to feature is by another Nashville Symphony violist, composer, Anthony Parse. Tony was hoping to be with us today, but something called him away. So we have a video introduction for his piece, and we'll play that, followed by his piece, Evolving Portrait.
There we go.
Hi, my name's Tony Parse, and I'm super excited to be premiering a piece of music at this year's 2021 AVS Festival. I wanted to tell you just a little bit about the piece of music. It's been a strange year for all of us, and this piece is definitely autobiographical. It's basically got a theme that kind of represents me, and that theme throughout the course of the piece interacts with and kind of is influenced by other themes that represent important people in my life. Maybe a strange way of looking at it is if you think about going to a fancy restaurant and you might get an appetizer that's got one ingredient but presented three ways. So one ingredient with three very different flavor profiles along with it. And as you're eating it, you're tasting that one ingredient, but it kind of feels differently or plays a different role depending on what is paired with it. That's the experience that I'm kind of going for. I hope you enjoy my new piece, Evolving Portrait.
And we're back. Wow,
Wonderful.
good job.
Yes, so amazing to have two wonderful composers in the same section. I was just asking Dan and Chris if there are other composers in their section, and they said they actually was in one more. So pretty exciting, and such wonderful pieces. So I hope that you all enjoyed them, and I hope that you'll take the time to look up Chris and to look up Tony, Anthony Parse. You can find them both on social media, and if you're interested in their pieces, I'm sure they'd love to hear from you. I think we'll go on now to Karen. Let's put the next two pieces together. So we'll play. We'll have a little pop section. We'll have the Piazzolla, Libertango, and the Mr. Sandman. Dan, would you mind introducing them? And hopefully I'll be around still when we come back.
We have Claire Young as well, talking a bit.
Yes, Claire will talk, and then the Piazzolla, and then the Sandman. Dan, did you have anything you wanted to say about that?
Yeah, I'll let Claire introduce the Piazzolla in the video. The last piece on the program is a fun 6-viola arrangement of Mr. Sandman by Max Ramey, who is a violist with the Chicago Symphony and a fabulous composer who has done a number of viola works. Mr. Sandman was written by Pat Ballard and first recorded by the Quartets, a popular vocal quartet in the 1950s and 60s. Original Quartet's recording was the #1 hit in this country for 7 weeks in 1954. And as you know, is still popular today. Our thanks to Mr. Ramey for allowing us to present his arrangement, and to Jerry Lackey and Anthony Parse for their work on the audio and video recording and editing. And if you want to contact Max Ramey, he's in the Chicago Symphony, and his last name is spelled R-A-I-M-I.
Let's go to Claire Young and to the Libertango and to Mr. Sandman.
Hello to the International Viola Society. My name is Claire Yang, and I'm coming to you today from the Schermerhorn Symphony Center in downtown Nashville. I'm in the Curb Education Room. I'm sorry I couldn't join in person today, but I wanted to say a few words about the Piazzolla you're about to hear. A few years back, I can't remember how many because COVID has wiped my brain and sense of linear time, but we have a program here at the Nashville Symphony called On Stage or Chamber Music Series. It's a little bit more informal, and people can sit closer to us and ask us questions as we play. So I was trying to put together a program for that for viola quartet. and I found this YouTube recording by a prominent viola quartet of the Libertango, but I couldn't find the sheet music anywhere. So that summer I decided that was going to be my summer project. I was going to transcribe the YouTube recording, and I listened to it over and over, and sometimes half speed, and wrote down as many of the notes as I could. So it's actually not my arrangement, it's just my transcription of someone else's arrangement. But anyway, I hope you enjoy our performance.
isn't Kim Kashkashian one of them?
There we are again, back into the Zoom. And so this was really nice to have this arrangements again and listening to it. And I think Ames, your rehearsal starts, or your concert starts, or Halloween concert starts really well, quite well.
Minutes. I've got just 5 minutes, but I'm glad I could stay to say thank you so much to Dan and to Chris and to all of your colleagues from the Nashville Symphony.
Thank you, Amy.
Really, really amazing.
Thank you so much for asking us to be part of it.
And for all the people
Yeah, it was a real treat.
Yes. So thank you very much for being with us. And already Daphne came in. So I will go on with the broadcast with Daphne Gerling, and hopefully we will see each other all in Columbus in June.
Yes.
So
yes,
bye.
Nice to see you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a wonderful concert, Ames, and
Thank you
for being here.
Bye.
Congratulations.
Okay, Daphne. We're still
Hi,
here.
Howden. Yep, I'm
Hi.
right here.
So
Howden, should we start by sharing the video of Columbus?
no, first of all, maybe we have to tell us something about you and about your new job into the IVS, the International Viola Society, my colleague.
Okay, well, hi everybody, I'm Daphne Gerling. I'm the secretary of the American Viola Society, and I'm now on the board of the International Viola Society as an executive secretary. There are 3 of us, I believe. And my chief role for the IVS is to be the liaison between the AVS and the IVS, and to integrate our work and bring together our projects, our people, and connect us, and just bring everything back together and enjoy connecting with all our participants. And this is something that I truly love, and I'm so happy that we're doing it. So I want to thank.
And this brings us, I think, to the Congress, which was first the American Viola Congress, and it will be now hosted as American Viola Congress, but as well International Viola Congress. So tell us a bit more about that, and then later on we will look at the trailer for the International Viola Congress.
So we are so excited to welcome everyone to Columbus, Georgia, June 1st to 5th, 2022. May there be no new alphabet letters of COVID variants. May we be finished soon and vaccinated as much as possible. So for the Congress, we have some wonderful signature artists that we're really excited to welcome, including Yura Lee and Timothy Ridout, and Marcus Thompson, and Kim Kashkashian, and our commission composer is Sakari Dixon Vanderveer. We have also, and I'm going to put a link in the YouTube chat momentarily, but we have a call right now for virtual proposals. So if you are not able to join us in Columbus in person, we have created a way for you to join us on our electronic platform, which is called Huva, and we will be having a whole number of digital sessions broadcast there, because we want the whole viola world to come together, whether it's in person or online.
That's very nice.
That proposal, we have 1 more week for that proposal. It was published October 1st, and we have until November 1st to receive your proposals. There are 3 formats you can submit to play in a digital shared recital, or to give a presentation, like a lecture. And I'm really sorry that right now the 3rd format is escaping my mind. But we're going to be so excited to welcome your topics on any aspect of viola playing. Also, yes, okay, so that was signature artists, call for proposals, and I'll put the link in the chat. So those are the really important things. I think.
And let's see then the trailer they made for the International Viola Congress 2022.
Welcome to the site of the 2022 American Viola Society Festival, Columbus, Georgia, the Fountain City, home of the Schwob School of Music at Columbus State University. My name is Katrin Meidel, and I am the viola professor here at Schwob. I'm delighted to coordinate and host the 2022 festival, which will be held June 1st through 4th, 2022. My team and I have been working since January of 2020 to create an exciting and memorable festival experience. So mark your calendars and join us June 1st through 4th, 2022 in vibrant Columbus, Georgia. The Schwob School of Music is ready to welcome you to Columbus. Our home is in the River Center for the Performing Arts, which houses Bill Hurd Theater, Legacy Hall, Studio Theater, large rehearsal spaces, and other lecture and performance spaces. We're an all Steinway school, so each of our more than 50 practice rooms has a Steinway piano. We're also holding events outside the River Center and collaborating with CSU's innovative art space, the Bo Bartlett Center, and the Coca-Cola Space Science Center for unique and unforgettable events during the festival. Both venues are just a few minutes walk away from Schwob. CSU's River Park campus is in Columbus's easily walkable uptown business district. So when you're here for the festival, you'll be surrounded by restaurants, shops, and tons of outdoor activities along our Riverwalk, including zip lines across the Chattahoochee River and the longest urban whitewater rafting course in the world. Less than 100 miles from Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, it's easy to travel to Columbus. You can even fly direct to CSG, Columbus's regional airport. We've reserved accommodations in our loft-style dorms and partnered with 3 downtown hotels within easy walking distance of all festival events, multiple restaurants, shops, and relaxation. I look forward to announcing the exciting signature artists I've lined up and to welcoming all of you to the charming city of Columbus, Georgia for an unforgettable American Viola Society Festival, June 1st through 4th, 2022. See you there!
Okay, this was nice again to see this. I have to put the chats away. So, very nice, Daphne. Let's hope a lot of people will come to Georgia, or to Columbus, Georgia. Yes, I was right. And for the best. I will be definitely there. So that's nice.
Yes. I was there this past week. I went to give a recital, and I just want to share with all of you how excited Dr. Katrin Meidel is to welcome you all. She's our host. I'm your assistant coordinator for this festival, and the facilities at the school are beautiful. The river is literally at the end of the street from the school. You can go ziplining and whitewater rafting.
With your viola.
Yep, you can paddle with your viola. And also there's some wonderful cafes, and I saw we have a really fun space for the viola cafe late at night. The staircase is piano keys. It's really cool. And there's a wonderful cafe where you can, it used to be a bank. It's called the Iron Bank Cafe. And you can sit inside the safe to have your socially distanced coffee. So it's really cool. So it's a wonderful space. The halls have wonderful acoustic and the really lovely pianos, and everything is just really well done and well taken care of. And I think it's an ideal setting for all of us to come together. Also some really nice hotels and Airbnbs like within a block of our venue, which is really cool. So it's an ideal setting for us to really enjoy.
You can find everything, I assume, on the website, which is...
So the website right now is still your normal AmericanViolaSociety.org. And registration information is all there. I'll put that in the YouTube chat in a moment for everyone to see as well. So we really look forward to welcoming you there, and I think it's going to be just amazing.
So thank you, Daphne, and as well to being here. Next month we have again, of course, a broadcast, and this time it comes from Germany. It's on the 28th of November, same time, 8:30 p.m. European time, which is the best for me, sorry, because then I always can be there. And we finished, because will go and broadcast from Munich, and we finished just today a trailer again for the next month about the Hindemith competition, the International Hindemith competition, which was held last week. And I will show you now the trailer and say for everybody good night, or have a nice day, or have a nice evening. And we will see you on the 28th of November back. Bye!
Welcome to the final of the Hindemith International Viola Competition, presented by the Viola Foundation Walter Witte, together with the University of Music and Performing Arts in Munich. Welcome to all those who are eagerly following this event also in the live stream.
On Sunday, the 28th of November, the International Viola Society will show you in their monthly broadcasts from Munich an overview of the International Hindemith Viola Competition. Out of 102 candidates for this competition, the jury qualified 20 violists for the quarterfinal. 17 played and 6 were chosen for the semi-final. So come and join this episode in the YouTube channel of the International Viola Society at 8:30 p.m. European time, Amsterdam.